Welcome to Geeks Between Worlds, the crossover podcast where pop culture collides.
Yo, what's up? This is the Rappin' from Colorado podcast. What's up?
I can't rap.
Yeah, this isn't the Rap from Colorado podcast. You heard the intro. You say that right after the intro. Of course, that's not what this is. Yeah, I know. How you doing, Joel?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing good. You here with us?
I'm here.
It's nice. Yeah, it's been a little while.
It has been a while.
How's the break? How you been doing? You been doing good?
Doing pretty good.
How's the dog?
Dog's doing great.
Dog's doing great.
She's doing awesome.
Nice.
She's been kind of whiny the last few nights, but other than that,
it happens.
She's great.
It happens. She likes to be in your bed, you said?
Yeah, a little too much.
Yeah.
And we gave in to it.
Yeah, and
now
now it's an all the time thing.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why she's whining so damn much at night. It's because she wants on the bed.
And you say that it's not even about being on the bed. Sometimes about being like between you guys, being closer.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. It's just like I need the love while I'm
she
sleeping.
just wants attention. I mean, she's still a puppy. She's only a year old. So
yeah, that's cute. That's how they are.
That shit.
That's nice. That's cute.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying that.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
Nice
I'm loving having a dog again. It's been such a long time.
Well, today we're talking about sitcoms.
Yeah.
Okay, now, it's so funny because I feel like a lot of podcasts and a lot of attention go into the dramas, that prime time stuff. It's all TV. A lot of adults are going to television over movies these days.
Yeah.
That's their big media now, and it kind of started with Breaking Bad, The Wire. People getting really enticed. You have things like Game of Thrones, and it's created this huge live-action drama fan base that people just love, because you can tell a much broader story. Now, and that's how I was going to start all this out, about how, like, drama dominates and stuff like that, but then you said something pretty interesting when I brought that up.
Yep.
You said that about 90% of your television watching
is sitcoms.
Yeah. So what gets you going back? What keeps you going, I'm off work now I'm watching my sitcoms, What keeps you from saying, maybe I won't watch this show that every episode is something different, something I don't really have to pay attention to where a reoccurring drama, you know what I mean?
Where it's more linear. And I think that's it. I think I do enjoy a good drama, it's got a good story. It keeps you. It makes you want to come back because, there's that tagline at the end, to be continued.
Yeah.
Or even if it doesn't say that, there's more going on.
Oh yeah,
there's a purpose to the season.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what I like about sitcoms so much is I'm quite easily distracted.
Okay.
And I like having a show
that you can just like surf the feed.
Yeah, I can put it on. Say I get home and I have all my preloaded stuff on Hulu that I already like.
Yep.
That's on my playlist or whatever you want, for the queue or whatever the hell it is. And I come home and towards the middle end of the week, I got a pretty big load.
Yeah.
I got a real big load.
Got that load.
So I have like anywhere between 3 to 7 shows that I have to catch up on once a week.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about those is I think it's easier for me to be able to put those on and go about my business. I can go through emails or have a conversation with my wife.
You can relax. You can relax to a sitcom.
Yes.
And then catch the joke and maybe not exactly know what's going on, but then you get back into it. And you're like, haha, dude made a funny.
Yeah, and then the last 5 minutes, you get the moral of the story.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then you're set. And then you can always go back and rewatch it, to where when I sit down and watch a drama, I can't get distracted.
Yeah.
Because once I do, I have to go back and figure out what I missed, and then that, kind of frustrates you, first world problems. Yeah. And I start to lose interest.
Yeah, I also find myself never really going back to rewatch dramas other than Breaking Bad.
Oh,
but
yeah, sure.
Even Game of Thrones, I mean, I'm sure I can definitely go back. I've seen some Game of Thrones, again, some of my favorite episodes, Battle of Blackwater Bay. I would probably watch pretty epic fight scene that happened in this season again. But it's like, I don't know. It's always interesting when I watch old Game of Thrones because there's so much shit that happens, kind of like when you watch season 1, season 2 of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, look at this whole cast that are all dead now, Things like that. So it is weird, but I'm never going to be like, oh, I'll just put this on. With a sitcom on Hulu, I'll I'll just pop it on. I'll pop
Right.
it on, and I'll say I could leave this playing in the background while I clean the house, while I do this, while I do that, you know.
Yeah.
And you catch the joke, you catch it. If it's a family sitcom, like how you were saying, there's always the moral of the story. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like Last Man Standing.
Yes.
Tim Allen. There's always something.
Well, he's always got that vlog that he uploads to his company's website and stuff.
And they live in Colorado.
They do live in Colorado.
In the show, we're from Colorado.
That show's just a little different. It's one of the ones that's on my weekly playlist, you know, that I watch every
week. You're
week,
going. Yeah, same thing with my dad. He loves that show.
It's great. It takes me back to Home Improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I love that show. I mean, it's the same thing, except he doesn't work for Binford and he doesn't have a TV show, but he's the main marketing guy for Bass Pro Shop. Basically.
Exactly. Which is something that really everybody can connect with too.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Bass Pro Shop or a Cabela's, whatever you have near you. Maybe you have a Jack's Sporting Goods, you know. Mm-hmm. And what's cool about that show too is Tim Allen's character. Okay, I love his character, but then at the same time, I'm like, you are such that stubborn ass, like type of like maybe like
he's very conservative.
Yeah,
conservative, and he's very right wing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah. He's very right wing, and you just like. You disagree with them sometimes too, and sometimes the show makes it to where they really do 50-50 sometimes.
Oh yeah.
They make it either like, oh, you know, Tim Allen was right, or maybe no, your liberal kids were kind of correct in this situation,
right.
Which they really do, especially like her boyfriend. I can't remember his name.
It's husband now.
Oh, it is husband now. Yeah. See, and that's the thing too, is that with these sitcoms, I go in and out. I watch some of season 1, some of season 5, some of season 2, some of season 7. It's like, it's always this nice little, I'm going to throw a dart and see where I land, and I'm fine with that. That's what I like about sitcoms.
Because it's not linear. It doesn't have like a direct motive, you know, for each season.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm sure there is.
Yeah. Small little things.
Little things.
They might sprinkle a little bit, like how South Park's doing now, which is a great animated sitcom. We'll get into later. We'll get into later animations. You can kind of tell we're sticking to live action right now.
Yeah.
But they do it to where in South Park now, to where there is a little motive behind the season, you know, and it was about bullying and member berries, and people love this season of South Park. And it's because it's kind of bordering that line now, like, oh, now it's a serial type of show, which I think a lot of good comedies can do if they want to do that.
Sure, yeah.
You know, Rick and Morty is a little bit different, another animation.
Yeah.
But it always seems like there is some type of underlying plot between all these episodes that you're kind of wondering where it's kind of building up to, you know?
And then another sitcom, or a sitcom that does have, or did have one overall goal, was like How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It was the story of how he met their mother.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was cool, and I'm actually rewatching it.
Yeah.
Because I missed.
You know, you really love that. Well, that show was on. You'd always come to work and be like, dude, you catch it. You catch it. What's up?
No, I'm all about it.
Yeah,
then,
great show. Great show,
it's
too.
great to binge.
It's the cast. The cast of that show really is what does it. I mean, man. Jason Segel, you know. What's her name? The red hair. I can't think of her name. She was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Bam. That's what you need. See, people were thinking about this episode and they're like, maybe I don't want to listen to the sitcom episode. They reached that point and you were like, up the pussy, and now they're like, whoa, I'm diving back in. I'm diving back into this episode.
Thanks for staying.
It all paid off.
Yeah.
So, what are some of your favorite sitcoms?
I love the Goldbergs.
Yes,
I'm really into family sitcoms.
That was a show that stuck around that I would have put money on the latter. If someone was like, oh, $100 this past season 1, I've been like, $100 it doesn't, because I was so unsure of it, you know, just the style of it. It's very like it has that filter over it, you know what I mean, like to where things aren't exactly as colorful, like how you would expect that era, like when you see a photo and stuff like that, how it has like that yellowish kind of vibe to it, like everything's a little tinted yellow.
And I think that's what I like the most about it. I like the nostalgia behind it.
It's genuine.
Yeah, it's genuine. I mean, even though I'm a 90s kid, so I didn't grow up during that time, you still connect with a lot of things, and you still remember a lot of things that they go through, like maybe not that you were going through it at the same time, but you remember your parents having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Or, it being popular on the news and you've seen stuff like that. So it's cool to connect those two things.
It's always nice to see a situation in the past that would have played out differently, but you can still relate to now.
Yeah.
Especially watching a lot of that, and I think that's what the Goldbergs really do well is they don't really make that the point of the show, but every single time you're saying, ha, in this time, like that wouldn't happen, or like, oh wow, that's how it was back in the day, and that's how maybe one of the greatest sitcom television shows ever to come around, that 70s show, stuck around for so long.
Yeah,
everybody loved that, and even if you were younger, you got into it because you had the little circle stoner session, and you weren't from that time, but you related with the characters so well.
Yeah, it was a camaraderie. Like they were all such great friends, and all the drama between the friends, the dating between the friends, all that stuff. So it's really cool. But what I like about the O'Neill, or no, that's another one. That's another one.
That's another
one I got into.
You're about to get into it. You're about to get into it.
But yeah, the Goldbergs, like the whole family sitcom thing, I really love. I think it kind of stems from Home Improvement and like The Simpsons. Growing up watching shows like that.
Yeah.
And then I started watching The Real O'Neills, which kind of bummed me out because I don't know how Hulu does it, but there's like certain shows that they'll keep the previous season on while the new one's happening, but there's other shows where they don't.
Just only keep the current.
Yeah, so they only keep it current.
Yeah.
So that one they only kept current. I saw it come up on my suggested shows a lot, and I never watched it. I had no reason not to watch it. I was judging it by its cover, basically.
Yeah, and that happens a lot, especially when you're in this Hulu Netflix stage.
Yes.
You have to judge by the cover.
Yeah.
And that leads to just a good 35 minutes of clicking through.
Oh, yeah.
Clicking through. And you know what you usually watch? The first thing you thought you were gonna.
Yeah.
Like,
or I'll just leave Hulu and try Netflix and do that for 30 minutes,
exactly.
and then I won't find anything there.
You'll make all the rounds. You might even be the desperate day where you're like, what do I watch? And you even look up the Crackle. You're like, let me just see what's on the Crackle.
Oh, man, I haven't checked Crackle in a long time.
It's weird because they have the really good, like, back-in-the-day hits that you wouldn't expect anything to have. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, look at that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Check it out. Check it out when you get home.
Yeah.
You're going to find Joe Dirt, too. But I still haven't watched it. That's
either.
one of those things. It's like I'm putting all this time into these fucking Adam Sandler movies. Like the 500 million hours that everybody's putting into, I'm so a part of. And it's like I haven't even checked out Joe Dirt 2.
Yeah.
That at least deserves my attention if I can watch Sandy Wexler. You know what I mean? Yeah. I haven't seen it all yet. I love that whole laughter.
The laugh was great.
That's
that
hilarious.
Was cool, yeah.
I'll have to see the rest of it. I was a huge fan of the do-over. Ridiculous 6 was ridiculous.
I watched up until what's his name? The pretty dude that played the wolf.
I know what you're talking about.
What the hell's his name?
Well,
anyway, he plays a stupid kid in that movie or whatever in Ridiculous 6. I got up to like where he came up and I was like, yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because of him. I think it's because I saw his character and I wasn't about that life.
Yeah.
And it just kind of bugged me. And I don't know. Adam Sandler movies today are just starting to get really
it's so weird
ridiculous.
Because it's like you can see all of like this hidden gem. Like you see these things that are funny that make you laugh.
Yeah.
But then instead of trying, like he almost has the Kevin Smith type of vibe to it, to where it's like he tries to make things too ridiculous,
right?
And it's like if you just try to make a halfway like funny people, I don't think he produced that. But it was one of those type of serious movies, a little bit of laughter. You said you really liked funny people, right?
I love that movie.
Yeah, so it's like, and then we saw his IMDb, and then like his second biggest one was like Punch Drunk Love.
Yes.
Which was another type of serious movie. You had Spanglish, which was another serious movie.
Yeah.
And some of these movies that we're mentioning right now are his only, like,
serious
positive Rotten Tomatoes scored movies.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Which is kind of funny to think about. Now that we're in Adam Sandler real quick, we're already in the pool.
Okay.
We're talking about sitcoms.
Okay.
Would you do an Adam Sandler show? Like, if it was like a Netflix, like, that was his next deal. It's like, great, you made us a bunch of money doing your movies.
Give us a
now
season
let's just see a show. Let's see you do a show. What would you think of that?
I don't know.
Would it be that family style, or would it be that Seinfeld Always Sunny style, to where, like, there's really no purpose to it. It's just craziness and what you're doing every single time.
I think with his entourage, if you want to call it that. You know, with your David Spade.
Yeah,
and,
all those people.
the guys that he's always doing movies with.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could go either way. It could be a family setting to where, you know, they're all related or they're uncles or they've been friends for 20, 40 years, whatever the hell. Or they could all be bar rats.
Oh, a little bar rat show to maybe where Adam Sandler, maybe he plays himself in the way, kind of like how he did in Funny People. Maybe he had a successful movie career, and then everybody was just like, "You fucking suck," like, you know what I mean? And then he's trying to get back his career, and that's the pretty much but maybe a little bit less in the bar. I'm thinking maybe as much bar as it's in like the ranch. You know, I'd say the bar takes up 25% of that show, maybe
overall, something like that.
Yeah, probably 25%.
It's the mom's bar, so they're
by the way, that's another great sitcom that's on a Netflix exclusive. They're shooting part 3 right now.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited. Excited too.
I love that show.
I'm wondering if they're going to do part 3. And then they're going to start season 2, part 1. Like, I wonder what they're doing with these parts.
I don't know.
They're labeling them parts, so it's...
Yeah, and I think that's just aesthetic. I don't think it's going to be like you said, they're going to do a season 2, part 1, part 2, part 3. I think they're just going to keep doing it in parts.
I'm wondering if, something happens to where... Now, I haven't seen the last episode of season 2. I've seen most of it.
Okay.
So if I call something out, maybe, don't exactly say if I'm right or wrong.
Okay.
I'm wondering maybe if it doesn't happen at the end of the second season, if maybe by the third season, Sam Elliott's completely out of the picture, or something like that, and then it's just the kids... reviving that ranch to what it used to be, trying to bring in new things, do it a new way, maybe type of thing, to where they're in charge now. Like I said, I don't know if that maybe might be the kind of what's on edge at the end of the season 2.
You're kind of picking up close there. Yeah. That argument and family discussion type thing was there. Where they kind of wanted to take over. There was a big dispute.
Yeah, see, now I remember that's where it was going in season 2. I remember that. Yeah. That's kind of what they were talking about. They were trying to talk his father into that.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering maybe Sam Elliott dies at the end of part 3, and then that's when season 2 comes in to where it's Ashton and, I can't remember I always call him Hyde. He's Hyde.
It's Rooster. They call him Rooster.
Yeah, but I'm never gonna remember him as Rooster or his real name. It's gonna be Hyde. But yeah, I'm wondering if that's what season 2 is, and then you get 3 parts of what that is, and maybe by the end of that, Ashton has kids, Hyde has kids, and then they're by the end of the show they're gonna be teenagers, and they have to teach them the ranch. Like, I could totally see this Full House vibe going into what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think they're taking it a little bit slower.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because the last episode curved me hard.
Did it?
I did not see it happening.
I'm excited now.
But once it happened, you're like, holy fuck.
That makes sense.
I can't believe I wouldn't have thought that this could have been a plot point later on in the show. You know what I mean? Because it really boggled my mind. Like, just kind of like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I predict that?
Yeah, and I hate when that happens. You're like, oh, that was right there. How could I not have thought about that?
Right.
Okay, so you said Goldberg. You said
the Goldbergs, the Real O'Neills. That's another family based sitcom. It's really cool.
Where do you find that?
That's on Hulu.
That's on Hulu. Okay.
And I think that's pretty much the only place you could find it.
So maybe a Hulu original.
No, it's on NBC.
NBC.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But they didn't, like I said, I couldn't.
This
watch
one's
the
a new one
season.
to me, so might as well relate to the people.
It's really cool. So it's a Catholic family.
Okay.
Parents recently divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Middle son. I want to say there's 3 siblings. There's an oldest brother, the middle son, and I think there's a younger. Well, anyway, the middle son's gay.
Okay.
Openly gay.
Yeah.
The dad, after they split up, lives in the garage, in the backyard, like in the same homestead.
Yeah.
And they just go through like regular situations.
I mean, that sounds like your American life. Like, oh, Christian family, but we're divorced. Also, middle son's
Catholic.
gay. Yeah.
Because
Catholic.
they're Irish. I think.
That's that step above.
Yes.
That's that step above.
Yeah. So it's a really cool show. Like I said, it came up for a long time on my recommended stuff, and I never gave it a chance. And now I wish I did because I can't watch season 1.
I got that link finally. I'll give
All
it
right,
to
Tom.
you. And
Yes.
guess what? Works on the PS4. You know what I'm saying?
No way.
I'm not gonna say it over air because I don't condone illegally watching stuff. Just know I do it in my free time.
We don't condone it. We just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's Goldbergs, there's the Real O'Neills, Last Man Standing. That's definitely in there.
Yeah.
Superstore.
Superstore's
a favorite.
Fantastic.
I fucking love that.
Love Superstore.
So great. Just all the characters and all the character relationships between everyone and the ones that are like starting to come to light, and the ones that are falling apart and stuff like that. That's really cool. Let's see what else is there. Trying to like think in my head here.
I really appreciate an older show, which everybody knows, Seinfeld. I hated Seinfeld back in the day. Didn't understand it. Now that I figured out that I didn't understand it and it didn't need to be understanded, you know? Like, you don't need to understand Seinfeld.
It's
you know?
a show about nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just have so much more appreciation for it because with that show, there would be no Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Always Sunny is the new generation Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just with a bunch of scuzzier, fucked up people.
Yep.
Which makes it better.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's
I
like
used to-
it's like the Oblongs. You remember the Oblongs?
Oh, God.
The Oblongs meet Seinfeld. That's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I used to
makes
love.
sense.
I used to watch the Oblongs when I'd wake up at like 2:30 in the morning on TBS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
I used to watch Seinfeld a lot
Did you?
when I was really young because it would, you know how Fox used to play it like at 10 and 10:30 back to back.
Back to back.
Well, I used to watch all the reruns, and I think it helped me learn a lot of like random shit. Maybe not too many things that I needed to know, but I think some things that like life morals, I guess you could call them. Situations that like
That's really what it was.
Yeah.
It was little situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How to handle things when life just threw things at you.
yeah, or even how not to fucking handle it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, that was a good one. Good call on that one. Definitely was part of the main rotation.
Yeah, exactly. Without that, you don't have all these shows that we love now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean they were on there for so long.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Would
of
you
cool
rather
shit.
take a workplace show or the family setting or that like bachelor no kids friends type of show?
Oh.
Cause man, work shows are fucking funny sometimes,
Work
man.
shows are good, but me personally, I think I like the family ones a lot better. I can't really explain why.
You just have a nice, beautiful heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
thanks.
welcome.
I mean that's possible. That's possible. I do like other sitcoms.
You're like, it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking betting on
Yeah,
it. Okay.
come on now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe those are the ones that speak to me more.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
you.
But I do like the other sitcoms, like the work related ones and stuff like that, and like where it's just the friends or whatever. you
Yeah.
know?
I never do this to you. I'm gonna go pee right now. I'm gonna let you carry this show. So
Oh
you
my
just get crazy.
God.
I mean, if it sucks, I'm gonna edit it out, but we'll see what happens.
Oh my God! Everything that's happening from now on is going to be edited off.
Woo.
And he's back.
Been drinking green tea all goddamn day.
All that fucking green tea.
Seriously. I mean, it fucking shit. Drink so much green tea, fucking pissed out leaves.
Oh my God!
Did you carry it well, or am I just gonna have to edit it all
I don't know.
out?
We'll find out.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
Find out tomorrow.
All right, so I want to give this crazy statistic out real quick before we get into a couple of my favorite sitcoms. Number one, just think about this real quick. Walking Dead, tyrant in television, had some criticisms this year for sure. Okay, now Big Bang Theory, a show that me and you haven't really touched on because me and you don't really watch it.
No.
You know, ritually. I watch it when it's on.
Okay.
And my friend loved that slot machine in Vegas. Lost all her money in it. Fantastic. Here's some stats real quick. The height of the ratings for this season of Walking Dead was 17 million. The low was 10 million.
Okay.
Now, from episode 1 to episode 2 of Walking Dead was a drop from 17 million to 12 million from the controversial Negan scene that some people did not like. Okay, now put this into perspective, okay? Big Bang Theory comedy, which I feel like isn't as talked about as Walking Dead these days, produces about 16 million with a low of 11 million. Now, isn't that strange? Because Walking Dead, it has a higher high and it has lower lows. But Big Bang has that kind of easier average to it. Now, do you think that's because it's more of just a welcoming show? You think sitcoms is just that stuff to where you miss it, that's fine, you're going to watch it next week, to where Walking Dead, if you stop watching it, then you stop watching it and you're going to have to catch up. You think maybe that has something to do with it?
It could. I'm not very familiar with the Big Bang Theory. So I don't know how their show is built. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how their show goes about. I don't know if there's a full motive for the end of the show, for the end of the episode, the end of the season.
There's always there's kind of like a background motive. Like sometimes it's about, the first couple seasons was about Penny and Leonard's relationship, and then they broke up, and things like that. So it's kind of weird. And what's weird now is that they're married. And in real life, they broke up because they were dating in real life, and now it's all weird. Now she's dating Captain Lance from Arrow, and he's like 50 or something.
What?
And yeah, I don't really get it. It's Kelly Cuoco. I mean, I'm sure he's a stand-up dude. He looks like he has great beliefs. He has a bunch of fundraisers and stuff. Maybe that's what it is. He's also English, but
those fucking English guys.
I know, they got it.
Hey man, I'd probably divorce my wife for an English guy. I'm just kidding, babe. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, I did not expect that. That was hilarious.
I'm kidding. Unless it was Tom Hiddleston. Oh,
yeah.
Forget about
gone.
it. Oh,
You're gone.
God.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Tom Hiddleston happens.
He does.
When he happens, it's like lightning.
He happens
like,
hard.
It's like Taylor Swift. It's like Taylor Swift when she's like, lightning on my feet. Wait, you don't listen to Taylor Swift.
No.
Fantastic. You're really missing out. I
feel like I'm not.
All right. I'm going to get to a couple of my sitcoms.
Okay, go for it.
You're missing out, though.
Okay,
I'm telling
all
you.
right.
All listeners that don't listen to Taylor Swift, you're also missing out.
Continue not to do that either. So
you can have your own opinions on your own podcast, Joel. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
I'm just going to call my new show Oscar's Opinions Suck.
And in parentheses, so does Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Yeah. Or else it'd be just more a jab at me, and it's like, whoa, bro,
Right.
I thought you just hated Taylor Swift, not
I'm just
me.
going to get all the listeners from this show.
Okay, so number one, you mentioned it, Superstore.
Yes.
I love Superstore.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Great
I
show.
relate to it so much because I've done the retail. And, like when you're about to clock out and you see that big line and you're just waiting for your minute, and then bam, it's your minute and you just clock out and you see all that line, you see all that work that needs to be done, but you're like, see you the fuck later, or those times when you are supposed to have this task and you kind of dick off with your friend and you end up doing this like this underlying thing all day, kind of, under your work task that you ended up doing. Maybe it was like, I don't know, me and my friend Christian, we used to have like imaginary gun wars all across Toys R Us, so he'd be throwing frags, or like he'd be walking.
That sounds like it's so much fun.
Well, it's also in Toys R Us, so
Fuck
it's fantastic. Yeah. And when kids see us playing, it's just hilarious because they're like, the mom's like, hey, I'm trying to find this fucking floating shark. You got a fucking floating shark? And we're just like, I don't know.
Bitch. Check the floating shark aisle.
Yeah.
Damn.
Or like the kid would come up and he's like, I'm looking for the dinosaur that's red and makes the bubbles and it turns into a car. And you're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Check the fucking dinosaur aisle.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. What's up with all this shit you're asking for? But yeah, so I just totally relate to that show every single time I watch it. I had that weird boss. It wasn't as weird as, Glenn's weird in a sense to where he's just a weird person, to where my boss was one of those people that seemed like he was a regular person, but once you got to know him, you figured out all this secret weird shit. Like he told me that he had, like one day he walked up and we were filling up balloons for like an end cap with helium, and he goes, man, isn't helium cool? And first off, That's just something you don't start a conversation with. Is helium cool? Like,
hey, isn't drug addiction awesome?
yeah, exactly. You know, like, hey, isn't helium cool? Like, he expected us to be like, fuck yeah, helium's cool. But we were like, huh, and we kind of took the standstill, and he goes, yeah, I got a helium tank at my house. Sometimes I just fill up trash bags and watch them fly away. Yeah. That's what he said.
I could cause a plane crash.
This is real business. Not only does this man promote polluting, you know, he promotes being fucking weird and filling up a trash bag. Like, have you ever been at the park and seen the guy that fills up helium trash bags and watches them float off into the distance?
Can't say I have.
Exactly. Not even in the fucking park do you see that weird shit. That was my boss. So Superstore I'm totally into. Always Sunny, you've heard me bring that up.
Yeah.
I love Always Sunny. It's that weird show of this bunch of dysfunctional people. They're alcoholics, they're drug addicts sometimes. It's weird. Like they get on and off so many addictions. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it almost like addiction isn't real other than their alcoholism in that show. Because they just get on some crack, get off the crack. Find some coke, get off the coke. You know what I mean? Charlie's always huffing paint, you know, but that's fantastic. And you have that like there. Always Sunny is getting to the point to where they can do anything. If they want to make a make-believe episode, all they have to do is make Charlie fall down the stairs, and then it'll like zoom in on his face. You'll see like the little twisties going around his head, you know, the whirlpool, and then bam, you're like in the 70s. And like just because Charlie's in a coma, now you have a whole episode that's based in the 70s. And it's like at first Always Sunny wasn't like that. But now they just found out that, like, oh, we can just do a make-believe episode, and all we have to do is just make a character, write a story, or fall out a window. And I think that's awesome that they evolved into that, because that's not what they were. They were just these fucks that would let kids drink in their bar, and they would try to go to prom with the 18-year-old, you know? Which is weird when you put it all like that. It sounds like they're pedophiles, but that was season 1 of Always Sunny, so
wow.
it's gone a long way. It's gone a long way.
I need to watch it because I've only seen one episode and it made me laugh my ass off.
Did it?
But I've just never wanted to like sit down and watch it. You know
it's weird.
mean?
Well, then you said you weren't the biggest fan of Danny DeVito, right?
Not really.
Yeah, so it's like, but that's what's nice is he doesn't come in until like season 2 or 3, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's really them at first, and then they pick up the Danny DeVito, and he's like the parent with the cash flow. That's where all this stuff really starts going. And then they start buying guns and drugs, and you know they're just a little bar, which is funny. And no one's ever tinning their bar. That's the best part about the show. No one is tinning the bar.
Do they
fucking
own
ever.
The bar? Does one
yes,
of them own the bar?
they 2 of them. Well, in the first season, you learn that 3 of them own the bar, but then, I mean, throughout that show, shares get thrown around and people hit people while they're eating cereal in their car. And
that's the episode I've seen.
Have you seen that one?
Great.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
God, I love that episode.
It's so
fucking great. But and then I'm gonna say my third favorite sitcom is probably gonna have to be at this moment. I really like The Mick. I've been keeping a blind eye to other people's opinions. I know a lot of people that watch it like you, and I just don't want to look it up and be like, oh, this might be getting canceled. I'm riding this train, and if it derails, my eyes are closed. You know what I mean? Like I like the show for what it is, and I hope it keeps going. That's another show to where the cast is great. Caitlin Olsen is pretty good. I think she carries the show well, but really those kids, the maid, her boyfriend Jimmy, all these characters are so good. It makes me come back every single time. Which is funny, talking about Hulu and Netflix and stuff, I always end up waiting to watch the drama, I feel like, you know. Right now I am watching iZombie when it comes out. Things like that. I watch Legion. I binge Legion though, because I feel like once I have that drama ready to go, I'm gonna be so into it. I just want bam, 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 bam. Yep. You know what I mean? To where like tonight, 7:30, The Mix on. Well, I had a long day. 30 minutes perfectly of watching a bunch of fucked up people on TV, that's perfect for me, you know what I mean? And I do find myself trying to go and watch those comedies more often when they come out, like Superstore, and even iZombie is kind of your comedy. It goes into that comedy range a lot of times.
Okay.
So what do you think about that? You said you watch most of your TV during Hulu, Netflix?
All of my TVs
All
on
of
Hulu,
it.
Netflix.
All of it.
We don't have...
You are the cable cutter.
Yes. Just one less thing to not have to pay for.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It is kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, just for the whole surfing aspect.
Yeah.
There's, times where you just want to fucking surf through some channels and hope you
Just
fall on
get on
something
it.
and
Get
see
on
what's
it.
going on, because it goes back to my whole background noise thing.
Yeah. Check out an app called Pluto TV.
Okay.
What it is, it's almost like its own broadcasting service within an app. They have stuff from like IGN, people that make weed shows, people that do just like house hunting stuff, DIY, and they all stream their own programming through this app, and you literally just kind of like go through channels. And it's cool. It's cool. IGN has their own channel, and it's just their videos that they upload, but it's just on a program schedule. And then they have they have this channel that's all 90s cartoons. I watched Sonic the Hedgehog one morning, and then I got a chili cheese dog afterwards, because that's what you did when you watched Sonic the Hedgehog. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Fucking loved eating chili cheese dogs after I watched Sonic. So check that out.
I'm gonna have to.
Well, I saw I was about to lose it, and it would have never gotten to you again. You know what I mean? I would have never told you about the Pluto TV. So I had to get it in there when I could.
Good call.
Boom.
Call.
Boom.
But yeah, we do watch a lot of our stuff on Hulu and Netflix. I love YouTube as well.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff I subscribe to.
We put a lot of hours into YouTube even at work.
No shit.
Yeah, we are on that slow season, so
Yep.
Thank goodness for that Good Mythical Morning and them just uploading a video every day, because we fucking need that. We fucking need that.
If for some reason you actually come across this, Rhett and Link, you're fucking great.
Yeah, you are fucking great.
You're awesome.
Listeners, if you haven't checked out Rhett and Link, you're missing out on probably the best YouTube programming there is. I love that show.
Yeah,
I love it.
Great show. A lot of good content every day.
Every
it's always
day.
something different.
Yeah, fantastic. Check
Very
it
nice.
out.
Good job.
But most importantly, listen to us.
Okay.
So now I want to break that line. We're getting in the second half of this conversation. Before we dive into animation, let's talk about some animation versus live action.
Okay.
One thing off the bat that I would like to say, animation's great because you can just go so far into things that you can't. You know what I mean? Sitcoms, you can do funny stuff. Like I said, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They do this whole black episode to where they're like, it's like the Trading Places type movie, like Freaky Friday, you know, stuff like that. And someone gets knocked out, and they're all in a black musical. Yeah. And they have this, and they're all black, and they're stuck being black, and they have to figure out how to get out of the black musical. And they keep going back to this song because they keep doing stuff as they're black, but then some people are offended and some people are not. So they keep having this song that they go back, what are the rules? What are the rules? And it's all about like how you can act being black, and it's just so funny. But with Rick and Morty, you can go to fucking a different dimension. You can go to Butt Planet.
You can go to Teenyverse.
Yeah, you can go to Teenyverse. You could build a universe inside a battery, and then another universe inside their battery.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I love that whenever I watch something animated, I truly never know what I'm gonna get.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But now with the live action, do you like coming back to something that you kind of know, like you could kind of predict? Do you like that comfort?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's the comfort.
I think you
hit it right on the nail or you hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah.
With the comfort.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is being comfortable, and
that's why I like Fuller House. I love Fuller House because it maybe it's not the best show. Maybe I'm not cracking up all the time, but there's just something about it. I'm like, there's still good fucking people left in this world.
Homey feel.
Yeah, like there isn't someone just trying to fuck someone over all the time. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a nice thing that you don't get a lot in 2017.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah. So now what are some of your What are some of your favorite animations? I know. Do you want me to get into mine, or do you want to give yours out?
Let me give it a shot.
You're gonna spit it. You're gonna spit it. This is the 8 Mile. This is the 8 Mile.
Mom's spaghetti. No, I'm just kidding. I can't rap.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of this podcast, if you just rap like fucking Tom Green, dude, that's gonna be ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, don't count on that. So, gotta go way back.
Way back. Okay.
That is the first animated sitcom.
It's like that Seinfeld vibe.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I think growing up in a very Catholic household, it was very hard to watch that show because my parents were very adamant for me not to watch it.
You were almost the gay middle kid, huh?
I was almost the gay middle kid.
Okay.
But, I mean, I remember watching the reruns or even watching the brand new episodes while, they were still good because I'm not the biggest fan of the newest episodes yet.
Yeah.
But I would have to be, like, right up against the television, volume on 1.
Oh, these are fucking covert ops situations.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, my ear would be to the television speaker because if my parents, I was afraid that they were going to hear something or hear Homer fucking shout "dough" and be like, that little motherfucker's watching The Simpsons. Go get his ass.
Yeah.
And, I got to the age where they fucking got over that shit, obviously, but it was such a big part of my life still. And then Family Guy came out. Yeah. And oh my fucking God, like before I got sick of all the random cutscenes and skits and stuff.
Yeah. That was a show that showed you what an outlandish animation could be. You know what I mean? Because Simpsons was in that realm of, like, you could still relate to it a lot of the times.
They were a dysfunctional family.
Crazy. It wasn't too crazy, I mean, sure, it was crazy enough to where, I mean, it was that cartoon line in the sand. Yeah. But, I mean, Family Guy took it to the next level.
They had a talking dog.
I mean, the show was canceled. And then revived, 3 or 4 years later, and then was a huge, huge hit. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't happen a lot.
No.
Yeah.
But it was a big hitter for a long time. Like I said, and then you kind of grow out of things sometimes.
Yeah.
And, like, even if I'm at the in-laws and, watching their TV and I come across it, I still won't click on it.
Yeah.
Even if it's an old show, an old episode. And then there was Futurama. Holy shit, Futurama.
Oh my God. I have all these other shows in my head and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna hit some good ones, but you might have just hit the best.
It's so good.
Oh,
I
love this show.
still remember watching the first episode and watching Fry freeze himself.
I want to
go through all of that.
I want to say that you bringing up that just remembering the first episode.
Yeah.
I may have some of the most memorable moments from animation because of Futurama.
Yeah.
The episode that everybody knows, that everybody doesn't want to talk about because it's so sad, the fucking dog episode, where the dog sits there and waits for Fry until it dies. Oh my God.
That destroyed me as a kid.
It destroys me now.
Yeah.
That
was rough. That was a hard one.
My dog's waiting outside my door for me right now.
Right?
She would wait there forever, that poor little dog.
Oh.
I know, it's real. That is a real thing.
That is a real thing.
Business.
But they also did a really good job of touching on not real things, and I think that kind of helped with that.
No, yeah, it did.
It was definitely breaking new ground.
Yeah.
With what Matt Groening was doing.
You could always relate to Bender because you always knew a Bender in your life. You know what I mean? You always knew that Bender. And I mean, sure, was Bender the mechanical Homer? Yes. Did they eventually even have that great crossover, which I would say if you never got to see, make sure you see the Futurama Simpsons crossover. It's fantastic. And it even actually kind of shows you where Bender came from. So not really where it came from, but like what he had to do to get where he was now, you know. So it was a nice little tidbit, and definitely check it out. Good Matt Groening stuff there.
Futurama was a shit.
Yeah, very smart humor. Very smart humor.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like just like the episode where not just the episode, all the episodes with like the New York,
Yeah.
or they're going to the planet and everything's like encased, and like it's the whole like vacation that they're on, and they're on like the 4-wheelers, like and it's like a big ranch or a farm. I can't really remember what it was, but
no, that's when they went out to Amy's parents.
Oh,
ranch
Amy's
on
parents,
Mars.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yes,
And they had
exactly.
giant ladybug cows.
Yes, the ladybug cows, fantastic.
So many memories just coming
See,
back
and
to me.
that's the greatest thing about, and all the characters were great. Zoidberg, what's her name? You just said her.
Amy.
Yep. And then you had the professor.
Yep.
And then you had like the Jamaican dude. I can't remember his name.
Oh my God, what the hell was his name?
I can't remember his name. But it's funny because, you kind of talk about Amy, that guy, and you think, they weren't the biggest. But then when you watch the show, they still had some of the funniest one-liners, all that stuff. The episode when they're all doing the crane machines, remember the crane machine episode? I love that episode.
I want to say I do, but I can't.
You can't remember it?
Remember it off the top.
Yeah, crane machine episode, fantastic. I think one of them gets caught in the crane machine or some shit like that. Because remember, Bender's putting his arm, trying to grab all this stuff, bringing it through the bottom.
Okay, I'm visualizing that.
You know what? I have this weird connection with crane machines. I should probably talk to a therapist about this.
Did you get stuck in a crane machine when you were a kid?
Well, let's just go over some things in my life that have been vital to crane machine.
Okay.
This theory, okay. Number one, in Walmart, me and my mom, that was the thing that we did. And before they loosened all the cranes, and they made them really hard to grab anything with now, and now their prongs are all hard to grab shit with. I hated that, by the way. That's every crane machine now.
Yeah,
it's fucking
bullshit.
hard as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, that's crap.
Before that time, kids, there was a time where those arms were hard, and they would actually clasp things, and I was a fucking champion at that shit. I mean, I'd be coming home, I'd take $250 to Walmart, and I'd come home with like 4 toys. You know what I mean? That's talking about bargain shit right there. Yeah, can't do that now. But also, claw machine game in the Rugrats Game Boy Color game. I used to love playing that little mini game. Fantastic. Final Fantasy, they have a little crane machine game, Yeah, Final Fantasy 7, when you're in the Golden Saucer, little crane machine game. Was it intuitive to where you're actually moving the claw? No, you just kind of settle on whatever prize it gave you, but still, you know what I mean? Crane machine game. Then you have Toy Story. Maybe the most iconic crane machine game with the little aliens, you know what I mean? Now I just love crane machine shit, but it's always a distant memory because crane machines suck now. Yeah. I had to go on that rant. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Fucking crane machines.
I feel so much better. I also owned a mini crane machine. I want to add that in there.
What?
Yeah, one that you get candy out of. Man, now I'm bringing all this up. Crane machines are very much rooted into who I am.
Holy shit.
I should get a crane machine for this room now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And put dank nugs in it.
Oh, my God.
Dank nug machine.
You get a nug. And you get a nug. You get a nug.
Oh, my God. And then it's like nugs and then blunts and concentrates. Holy shit. Talk about, I mean, that claw machine, though, is $5 minimum.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's gotta be.
Absolutely.
Holy
absolutely.
Shit.
So any other animation you want to add to that list? You hit it fucking great. Yeah, I'll tell you that. You hit it great.
I mean, obviously Rick and Morty's in there.
Yeah, Rick and Morty. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Rick and Morty. So yeah, it's like we already even talked about Rick and Morty. Well, you know what? Rick and Morty's fantastic, people. If you haven't fucking watched it, wubble up, dub dub, go watch that shit. Tiny Rick, motherfuckers.
Yes,
that's all I have to say. Okay.
That's
it. That's all you have to say for Rick and Morty.
Yeah. What else is there?
I'm gonna go on mine.
Go for it.
Number 1, Archer. Love Archer.
Okay.
I'm a huge James Bond fan. You know what I mean? Kingsman just got their second trailer for their sequel.
Looks so tight.
Really excited for that, So this little secret agency, you have a great, I mean, the best part about Archer is that, you know how I talked about the Mick, how your secondary characters carry the show, things like that?
Yep.
Archer carries that show. He is fucking hilarious. He's so good, which is that primary difference between Archer and Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers, you got the family, you got the kids, and everything matches up really well. Archer, you're watching that shit for Archer. Granted, yes, does everybody else have funny times? Yeah, and are they just as funny? But Archer is so good, it just overcasts that everybody else on that show, and now they're even doing things to where, like, last season it was all like an 80s season to where they were in Miami and like it was like them
Like a
being
Vice, more like a Miami Vice
yeah, it was
type thing.
Archer Vice. And now this time it's going to be like noir, Archer Noir. So now it's going to be even farther back. It's going to be all old school, So that's what's cool is that, at first Archer was super serial. Every single one kind of went up with it. Not exactly, but the big thing was too is why they had to change all that was because they were called ISIS.
What?
That's who they were in the show. That's what their government agency was, and they were hidden in the middle of America in a washing like clothes. What is that? What
A laundromat?
Yeah, laundromat. Dry cleaners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, their building was in dry cleaners. So I mean that's all those things forced them to change, but it changed them for the better. They said, "Fuck, we're gonna have to just do away with this," and then they became the show they are now, which is great. And
That's crazy.
and I love when sitcoms do that or shows in general. When by the time the show's done, it's completely different at the beginning, and it became just perfect. And it's nice when shows make those necessary changes because sometimes they don't, and then shows perish because of that. You know what I mean? And they end up never being finished and stuff like that. So another great show that I'm gonna have to say animated. We talked about it earlier. South Park. South Park is with me when I was a kid, which is fucked up when you think about it in the long run. My parents should not have let me watch that show. But I want to say, this is a very charming Easter story that I have. One morning...
I feel like this isn't a very charming story.
One morning, I woke up extremely early, and my parents already put out the Easter basket. Spoiler alert, kids. If you're young and listening to this, Easter Bunny doesn't fucking exist. Crazy, right? I know. Sorry, I'm the one that had to tell you, go hate your parents. Yeah. All right, so now I wake up early, right? What's in my Easter basket? I got one nice big bunny, a couple Cadbury eggs, jelly beans sprinkled, and guess what's in the middle? Tony Hawk Pro Skater on 64.
Oh my
fucking
God.
Amped. Did I wake up my parents? Mm-mm. Because you want to know why? It's fucking 2:30 in the morning. They wouldn't let me eat candy, and they wouldn't let me play my video game. I snuck into their room. I closed the door for sure because it was cracked. Okay? Started up that 64, right? Played a little bit of Tony Hawk's, all hyped up on sugar. Got done with like the first letter. I collected skate in the first little level of Tony Hawk, and then I turned it off, okay? Now... I was watching South Park. First time I ever really watched South Park, okay?
Oh, shit.
Now, in this show, there was a young man by the name Cartman. He had Angelina Jolie. Or no, not, he had Jennifer Lopez on his hand. Taco flavor kisses. Okay? This changed my life for forever, man. I saw this little boy give Ben Affleck handies. Remember that? Remember when Jennifer Lopez is sucking down Ben Affleck in the car? Yeah. I saw all that, and my whole life changed. I said, "This is what life really is when you become an adult." I went to bed. I put Tony Hawk's Pro Skater under my pillow, and then my parents wake up and they said, "Holy shit, did you eat all your candy and take your video game?" And I remember waking up and like with a little grin, I just pulled Tony Hawk from out of my pillowcase and I was like, "Happy Easter." So that's my Easter story.
Nice.
But South Park just changed the way I view the world in a strange way because I got into it when I was young when I shouldn't have,
Yeah, totally.
And it was like, holy shit, I didn't expect that to come out of adult society. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Didn't expect
a whole new
a
world.
boy with which actually was a convicted felon. It wasn't Jennifer Lopez on his hand. It ended up being a convicted felon that was a drifter that drifted from hand to hand. Yep. So really, I watched a little boy with a convicted felon in his hand suck off Ben Affleck. Yeah. Boom. That's South Park.
Jeez.
How is that not gonna change my life?
Oh, yeah.
So
all in the same year, I was introduced to South Park, the show, the movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and Orgasmo. All in the same year.
Oh, wow.
All in the same year.
Wow, you became a fucking adult.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know about an adult. Definitely a shithead.
Yeah.
Like
a degenerate.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
As soon as Orgasmo came out of the fucking VCR player.
Orgasmo. That did it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
bet.
Holy shit.
Probably a lot of masturbating.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony. Tony's fault.
I love how it's just like a lot of masturbating. You're like, thanks, Tony.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah,
Tone.
for those fucking, for that chafing dick, Tony. Thanks for my chafing dick when I was younger.
Right? Never had a chafed dick until I met you, buddy. Thanks a lot.
That's fantastic. All right, we were going to get into what crossovers would you like to do. I'm going to go ahead and say, which world would you like Rick and Morty to go into if they were stuck in for 1 or 2 episodes? Because I'm going to just go ahead and just put Rick and Morty as that common denominator, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you always love a little Rick and Morty.
They even made it into The Simpsons.
Yeah, they did. They did. It was an intro. Fantastic.
Killed them all.
They killed him, yeah. Which is so Rick and Morty.
Absolutely.
They fucking just kill everybody accidentally.
Fucking
And just
Rick, dude.
they just get away with it, too,
He's
those
a son
fucking
of a
bastards. Yeah, they're fucking
Yeah,
murderers.
I love them.
All right, I'm going to go ahead, and I would say I would love to see Rick and Morty go into Bob's Burgers, just because you can have a really weird Morty and kid, all the kids, you could have a really good side story with all them, and then you can always Bob is such a chillax type of dude, he has that voice that's just like what the fuck ever. He's always dealing with his family, but then you have Rick still Bob away, and Bob's going through all this crazy fucking shit, interdimensional shit, you know what I mean? And who knows? I don't know how the fuck this ends, but maybe he ends up serving some fucking alien burger, you know what I mean? And everybody loves it, and it's a smash hit, but they just gotta take it off the menu because, it's fucking inhumane.
After his existential crisis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At some point after he breaks down and rebuilds himself, you know what I mean? But I was first going to go with Archer, but I just feel like those two worlds wouldn't clash as good. I feel like, I can't remember her name, but the middle, or the oldest daughter in that show, in Bob's Burgers, and Morty would be fan-fucking-tastic together.
That would be a very weird relationship.
Exactly, because they're both... He's so stupid, she's so weird. I mean, you would get some weird fucking shit going on. I mean, that would be like one of those weird moments to where, like, you walk in and you see your nephew pants pulled down showing his dick to, like, the local chick, and you're like, oh no. That's what that would be.
Good old lady science, Oh shit, Rick and Morty. Damn,
you got a needle of Rick and Morty, and you got any specimen. Who is it going into?
Any specimen.
I mean,
animated.
Animated.
Okay,
I mean, if you want to take this somewhere else, you want to go to live action, get crazy.
I want to go to live action, and I want to get out of TV.
Oh, okay.
I would love to see him fuck with DCEU.
Oh, my God. That'd be fantastic. Because DCEU is in such shambles right now.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah. I mean, like, maybe... So let's just say that there's a standalone Superman movie, and he's getting chased by the Council of Ricks, or whatever the fuck they're called. Okay. And... Superman's out in space fighting someone, or he's just,
or
charging up.
He's like on his house, like he's like in his house, like charging his phone, and he's just like, God, I wish my phone would charge faster.
Yeah.
I'm all charged up, but my phone's not.
Yeah, and then the fucking spaceship just crashes in the living room, and I don't fucking know,
He accidentally kills Superman,
God,
and then he has to.
Though?
I mean, I feel like Rick could accidentally kill fucking Superman.
Here's the deal.
Oh shit! Light bulb.
Maybe. Okay. The beginning of the movie, Rick and Morty end up on
Krypton. Okay.
Before it blows up.
Okay.
And they're there strictly because he's always after like stones and shit.
Yeah, I gotcha.
He's after the kryptonite.
Okay. You need some kryptonite. I need that kryptonite, Morty.
Yeah, he learned about it, knows what it does. Maybe wants to experiment on it, then goes to mine for
the kryptonite.
Okay. And then he's the one who caused the explosion.
Oh my God.
The destruction of Krypton. Sees this spaceship shoot off.
Holy shit.
And says, oh my God, something's going on. Maybe he doesn't realize he caused the destruction of the planet.
Yeah.
Sees this spaceship going and said, holy shit, Morty. Something's on that ship, Morty.
Yeah,
we need whatever the fuck's on that ship.
Oh my God! You stumbled into this so fucking
I did.
perfectly.
Oh my God.
This would work out so fucking well.
Yeah.
It would work out. I mean, God, it built itself. Especially that
It
line.
did,
We
yeah.
need what's on that ship, Morty.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, so then they
Fuck.
chase after the ship. They see it land in Smallville. They
Yeah.
see, the wife and husband find the ship
Damn.
and then bring him in.
Yeah.
And then they lay low.
Yeah, they
for
lay
a while.
low. Yeah,
They
exactly.
said, okay, we're gonna leave this time and place
Yep.
written down somewhere, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to this area in like 20 years
Yeah.
and see what's going on. And they come back. Homie knows he's Superman. Found a suit. Found the ship.
Yeah.
Does all his bullshit. Living in.
Kansas, I think it's somewhere. Ohio.
Kansas?
I think so.
I don't know, one
Yeah.
of those dusty states.
Yeah.
And then Rick and Morty come back.
Yep. I got it. I got to add on. I got an add on.
Okay, go on.
What happens is Rick understands what's going on. He knows what Superman is. He said, I got a GTFO. Leaves Morty there. Morty's abandoned. Morty, since he was on Krypton, fucking gets some type of disease, some radioactive disease, loses his hair, becomes Lex Luthor. Boom. Boom. We just made a fucking movie.
We did.
Wow. High
We
five.
did. Yeah.
That was
God
good.
Damn, that was a good
That
idea.
was good. All right, guys. That's going to do it for comedy and sitcoms this week. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't, check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Twitter at GBW Podcasts. If you're not on those sites, you're a Facebook type of person. There's a lot of people out there. Facebook.com/Fandom Talk. And just so you know, we got a YouTube channel now. I'm going to be doing this vlog thing. I might have Joel on the vlog. Would you like to do the vlog sometimes?
I would love to do the vlog.
Love to do the vlog?
Let's do
Cool. Sweet. We're going to do a vlog, and then here in about 2 weeks, we're going to start our pop giveaway.
Woo!
You'll probably be with me a lot on the pop giveaway. You're good at the giveaways.
Okay.
I have this little thing idea to maybe we'll have some really spicy chicken tenders, and then maybe like something terrible tasting. Like I'll have like some deep fried crickets and stuff. Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll Rochambeau for the winner, and then the other person has to eat the spicier wing or the shitty cricket. You know what I mean? So big things are happening here at Geeks Between
Big
Worlds.
things are happening.
If you want to stick around, that's awesome. Like, subscribe, and I'll comment saying that I love you guys.
Yeah, hang out for shitty crickets and
Thanks for listening.
every last bit. Oscar just left the room. I'm not quite sure what to do with myself. I'm just sitting here looking through my notes. There they are. Those are some notes. So real quick, Oscar, because you're going to edit this later. Yeah, I got nothing at all. Do you guys like sports? You listen to music? Music's cool. Sports are cool too.